today's session?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Great to hear that. Now, before we start, let me ask you, how many of you practice your speeches while in shower? Okay. While driving? Many hands. Okay. How about reading it or practicing it in front of your pets? If you have a pet. All right. Okay. Now, guess you must be wondering, like, what are these weird Toastmaster people, right? But I must tell you that we like to be ourselves, and because everyone else is taken anyway. So, and we love to keep our meetings without any distractions. And for that, may I request everyone to please take out your phones and put it on silent. Next, please avoid moving around the room. But if you have to move or if you have to enter or exit the room, then please do so when you hear an applause. We also like to avoid disrespecting anyone's feelings. And for that, I request everyone to please avoid talking on gender, religion, and politics. Can you come on stage? So, are we all set?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Now, I am going to invite someone on stage. She is the Sheldon Cooper of our club.
Wow.
Right, the female version. She is a self-proclaimed nerdy, loves reading anything and everything, especially about science, history, statistics, and of course technology. She's a software engineer from Drexel University and is working as a consultant for startups. Now, like young Sheldon, you have seen, he had a lot of difficulty fitting in, right? She also faced a lot of difficulty while in school and college. But instead of bending into the mold, she decided to be herself, unique and inimitable. She is our current Vice President Education, and she is also the first runner-up for Division B International Speech Contest. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the truly remarkable Associate President of our club, Bangalore Toastmasters Club, Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrit, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Evening.
Welcome to meeting number 1478. I declare meeting number 1478 open. The minutes for last week's meeting number 1477, were posted on the WhatsApp group and sent by email. Are there any amendments to the meeting minutes? Okay. In that case, I declare the minutes of the meeting 1477 passed. Now, today is a very nice and happy day because we have 2 new members getting inducted into our club. Now, to take this induction ceremony forward, we have a very dynamic person who is serving as our VP membership. Can I request Toastmaster Mahaveer to take the induction ceremony forward?
fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Whenever a new member wishes to join Toastmasters, we are required to conduct induction ceremony. And today, 16th May, it's our duty and our privilege to induct 2 new members into the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Great things in Toastmasters can never be done by one person. Great achievements are never the work of one person alone. They are made possible by a group of individuals who come together with a shared vision, much like Bangalore Toastmasters Club. We are here today because we recognize a simple yet powerful truth that individually we are just a drop, but together we are the mighty ocean. As we welcome new members into our community, we are reminded the power of unity. Each of you bridge something unique, your skills, your passion, and your ideas. To our new members, as you step into this journey with us, know that you're not alone. You are now part of something bigger, a network of individuals who will inspire, challenge, and stand beside you. Your contributions, no matter how small they may seem, will help shape our future. So let's move forward together with a shared vision, determination, and the unwavering belief that as one, we can achieve greatness. Now let's welcome our newest members. Please welcome Mr. Imtiaz, lead engineer at Mercedes-Benz R&D India, with over 16 years of experience in the automotive industries. Born in Vellore, based in Bangalore, for the last 16 years, he's a proud husband and father of 2. Though he's always believed the stage wasn't his space, today here he wants to change it by stepping up and stepping out with the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Let's give a warm welcome to Imtiaz. Up next we have an IT professional at the Happiest Minds. His idea of a perfect weekend used to be movie marathon and long naps. But ever since he discovered Toastmasters, he's been swapping some of the nap time for personal growth. Amazing, right? Yes. A self-proclaimed overthinker who often talks to himself. Don't we all? He's now channeling the inner dialogue into speeches with hope to finally impress himself. This year, he's on a mission to read 10 books, conquer public speaking, and grow one step at a time. Let's give a warm round of applause to Ravivarma. Now I will request you all to please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. You are joining an international worldwide organization which helps to improve your communication and leadership skills. And you are joining the legendary, historic Bangalore Toastmasters Club, which is one of the oldest and the second largest club in our country. I, as VP membership on behalf of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, along with my colleagues, express our pride and joy in welcoming you into our club. VP Education Toastmaster Chaitra, do you concur with me that their mentors have been assigned?
Yes.
Do you concur with me that Chaitra, Chandapillai and Girish K are the mentors of these new members?
Yes.
Will the mentors kindly stand up if they are present? Will you take up the responsibility of mentorship and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members?
Yes, I will.
Membership in this club and Toastmasters International is a privilege and a responsibility too. We are here today because we understand that great improvements invariably involves the cooperation of many minds. As I said earlier, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. We are here to travel on the trust and support one another. This means that you must be active member of this club, attending meetings regularly, prepared fully for your duties and help keep our club strong and dynamic. Now I request you to put your right hand forward and to repeat this pledge after me. I, in the presence of my fellow members of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program, to participate actively in club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationships with my fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club, so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. I will now ask all the members of the club to please stand up. Please put your right hand forward as you take the oath. We the members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others, and to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Thank you very much. You may take your seats now. It is my pleasure now to declare you as installed members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I request you now, Toastmaster Chandapillai, to greet the newly inducted members. Thank you, Chaitra, for doing the honors. Dear new members, you may please take your seats. Let's give a warm welcome to our new members.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahaveer. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
So, today we have a very special meeting, and we have an education session going on later on today. But first, I want to quickly ask our first time guests to please stand up. People who've been here for the first time. Thank you for attending today's meeting and welcome to Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Members, thank you. You may take your seats. Now imagine medieval Italy, right? Can you think of how rigid life would have been, how traditional, how much steeped in traditions people would have been. Into one such family in medieval Italy was born a little boy. Now this family was very famous. They had been in the banking field for years, and their little town was thriving. Because of that, they had been notaries for 5 generations. Now this little boy was born in around 1400, right? In medieval Italy, and his great-great-great-grandfather was a notary, and every single person after that also became a notary. But Leonardo da Vinci was very different. He had a lot of different interests, and early on his family discovered that this person is probably not suited to becoming a notary and continuing the family tradition. And so they let him pursue the things that he felt comfortable pursuing, right? He loved drawing, sketching, observing the natural world, and just discovering new things. They sent him to a regular school, not the school that was meant for aristocrats, because they discovered that he was going to be bored over there. And so Leonardo da Vinci learned a few subjects that most aristocrats don't learn. Things like maths, right? And there grew his interest in the natural sciences and other technical subjects. Later on, after he grew up, he went to live in town, and he discovered that he hated it there. He returned and he began to take a life of painting and sculpting, right? Sculpting was also one of those things that artists went into at that time. As time passed, he began to look into different things that interested him, right? He began to actually study anatomy, a weird thing for a painter to study. He also studied a little bit of architecture, and somehow these two fields helped him in his work. When he studied anatomy, he discovered the finer points that he could use, the knowledge that he could use to make very realistic sketches, and he actually revolutionized the field of painting. As he went into architecture, he began to develop a sense of the engineering mind. And later on, he was employed as a painter and an engineer to Louis XII. Today we know how he is so famous for being one of the greatest minds of medieval Europe. Among the things he has invented, a flying machine, he's designed a set of hydraulic pumps, and even a steam-powered cannon. Now he put out a lot of drawings in his notes, and a lot of science enthusiasts even today are going back, taking a look at his notes and discovering new ideas that they can use in modern engineering. Leonardo da Vinci decided that, it's not necessary to conform to social expectations, and it's okay to break free and just pursue his own interests. And this is why he flourished, because he learned to be himself. Now, to take forward today's meeting, we have a very unique person. He is an electrical engineer by profession, and he has a very varied life, a little bit like Leonardo da Vinci, because he comes from a family that is native to Kerala, but he grew up in Ooty, actually. He did his schooling in Ooty, in the famous Lawrence School. After that, he studied in RV College of Engineering in Bangalore, and he's been in a lot of different places. From Bangalore, after college, he moved to Chennai. From Chennai, he moved to Lucknow. From Lucknow back to Bangalore. And then he spent a large chunk of time in Dubai. And now he's back to Namma Bengaluru again. Now this person has 2 sons, one who stays in Canada and the younger one who is a CFA and just graduated recently. He lives with his wife Mary in Bangalore, and he has actually described a very interesting household to me. He has a German Shepherd. He used to have 2 Siamese cats, and most interestingly, he has around 15 birds, and a couple of them are newly hatched chicks, right? He has cockatiels growing in his house. He also has a lovely garden, spends a lot of time gardening, growing orchids, and he's proud of his laburnum tree. This person is multifaceted. Now you would think that with all, his garden, his pets taking up so much of time, he would be short of time everywhere else, right? But he actually runs a company, Mascot, that does a garment export, and he's been running it for 32 years. But there's more. He is a very active Toastmaster. He is the current president of DJ's Toastmasters Club, and he's actually represented DJs at this year's recent club contest. So friends, help me welcome Toastmaster Jacob Eapen on stage today to carry forward today's meeting.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'm really happy with the introduction Chaitra gave in so much of detail. I don't believe that I've ever been introduced in such a way. Thank you very much, Chaitra. Today I'm very happy to be the Toastmaster of the day in the 2nd oldest club in Bangalore. I'm very happy and proud that in a small way I can leave my footprints in this club. I have been privileged to so many good speakers, so many good Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters at that. And they have, in their own way, influenced my way of thinking. And it was quite by chance that after COVID that I got into Toastmasters for the simple reason that during the lockdown I missed the human connection. I missed talking to people. I could talk to them over the phone, but believe me, there is nothing as good as being able to talk to a person across a table or an audience like you. Today, I have the responsibility of running this meeting in time. And Toastmasters, we are proud to always say that we start the meeting on time and finish in time. The first part of the meeting, I speak about the theme. The theme is be yourself, everyone else is taken. Does anybody in the audience have any feelings about this theme? No? Okay. Let me have the pleasure to introduce this theme to you. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. Many years ago when I started my schooling, maybe in kindergarten, I was told a story about a princess who lost a shoe. And it so happened that she left behind the shoe to a ball she went. It was Cinderella. I don't know how many of you have heard or read this particular story. So coming back to this theme, the theme clearly establishes, it's a timeless message which has come over the years, that every person is unique. Every person is made with a certain mold that cannot be duplicated. Bringing more light into this particular theme, I would say that each one of you is unique by yourself. You're so unique that you cannot have a similar person like you. And what's so important in this particular theme, be yourself, everyone else is taken, is to see that you retain your identity as a person. In today's world, we have so many social media, we have the TV, we have peer pressure, which forces us to try to live up to expectations of maybe family, of maybe friends, to forsake some of your hidden talents and, what would I say, things which you are born with. So today, I'm trying to tell you that the biggest thing you can do for yourself is to retain your identity. To tell you a very small episode which happened 2 to 3 weeks back, I was so surprised to see that my neighbor's son had met with a bike accident. So what happened is that he was watching a movie and this particular hero rode his motorcycle with one wheel. And in the middle of the night, he was blessed with a very good bike, a powerful bike, which his parents bought him. He was maybe about 20, 22 years old. He got onto the bike and he whizzed down a residential road, and unfortunately, he collided with a cow. Now, it was not only the cow which was injured, but he met with such a terrible impact on his head that he had to be rushed to the hospital. So the purpose behind me telling you this is that social media has a way of influencing people. Peer pressure, maybe his friend said, I can ride on one wheel on the bike, and maybe that also provoked him or pushed him into taking this unnecessary risk. Now, it is important that we preserve our unique talents. We are all blessed with unique talents, and we do not fall prey to the social media, peer pressure, or any other influences which might make us take unnecessary risks. Having explained the theme, I will go to my next step of explaining the structure of a normal Toastmasters meeting. Toastmasters was established in 1924, and we finished our centenary year last year. We are 100 years old, and I would say proudly that Toastmasters has developed a global community with over 270,000 members in 14,000 clubs across so many countries. And the mission behind the Toastmasters is that we make better speakers, better leaders, and help you to manage your life in the personal front as well as the corporate front. So believe me, you are all very lucky to be a part of the Toastmasters community. And more so, Toastmasters International has rapidly adapted to the way the world has changed. It is now, you can reach out to people all over the world through the electronic Zoom, or it may be Microsoft Teams, and believe me, it's quite an experience you get in interacting with Toastmasters who are situated at the other end of the world. Believe me, each of these countries, each of these Toastmasters have a mindset, and we are all bound together with a common set of values. The values of Toastmasters, service, integrity, respect, and excellence come across from all these continents, and we assure you, as a Toastmaster, you will definitely be able to lead a better and more fulfilling life. And believe me, in any club which you are part of, you would essentially leave a footprint, a legacy, which will be carried on by so many others. Now I introduce you to the structure of the Toastmasters meeting. We have normally a prepared speech session, then we go on to the extempore session. In this particular meet, we are proud, or we are privileged to have a distinguished Toastmaster give us an educational session. And we have, of course, the evaluation section. We have a general evaluator who would look at everything which has happened in this meeting and everything which has not happened. The general evaluator I will introduce later on in the meeting, and he is helped by a team of 3. The timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. I would request the timer to read out his note, and he's a new Toastmaster. I'm privileged to introduce him. I believe he's just joined the club, just been inducted as formally as a Toastmaster, and hats off to you, Toastmaster Ravivarma, and you will be the timer. Please read out your role.
As a timer, it is my duty to time and record the duration of the entire meeting and its individual parts. For today's meeting, the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes in duration. At 5 minutes, I will hold up the green card, 6 minutes yellow card, and 7 minutes the red card. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report to the general evaluator and submit to the club secretary in order to become a part of the permanent record.
Thank you. Very well done. It would be good if you as well hold up the cards. Okay? So no worries, you've done it excellently well, but when you read out the time, the green card represents for the benefit of the guests. We have the prepared speech, which is normally 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, the timer will hold up the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow, and red, the 7 minutes. If it's going to be a table topic session, it's 1 to 2 minutes, and same suit follows. 1 minute, the green card, the yellow card at 1.5, and red at 2. So the purpose behind the timer is that we follow strictly the timing program which we have, the schedule of time. We don't lose sight of time. Now I call upon our counter. She is doing her degree in business, BCom in St. Joseph's College, and she just stepped into the place of somebody else, but I would request you to explain your role, Bhavana.
Good evening, Toastmasters PRESIDING. Today I have an amazing job of being the art counter for today. So as an art counter, I'll be looking and listening carefully at the speeches. I'll be taking notes of using the flavors such as R's, Ums, and Unos, and I will get to the report at the end.
Now I would call upon grammarian for today, which is Toastmaster Veeresh, to read his role and to introduce the word of the day.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So, grammar can make or break things. from business deals to relationships. Just to give you an example, let's eat grandma is a dinner call. Let's eat grandma is a crime scene. And another example is I don't need no help has double negatives, which technically means I need help. So these are the incorrect usages of grammar, and I'll be noting all these things. And I'll also introduce the word of the day, which is inimitable, which means impossible to copy or very unique. Let's enjoy the session filled with original voice, unfiltered thoughts, with inimitable flair. So this is one example that you can use the word of the day, inimitable. Thank you, and I will be reporting my report at the end of the day when GE calls.
So we have the general evaluator who is going to be supported by his tag team, the timer, the arc outer, and the grammarian. The purpose of this team is to see and to listen to the word, to the way the speakers use the words, and to keep track. So the purpose finally is to make you a better speaker. Like I said, our Toastmasters meet is in 3 sessions. The first session being the prepared speech, and the second, once again I repeat, is a table topic session. Today we have in place of that an educational session, and then we have the evaluation session. So to launch the prepared speech session, we have today 3 wonderful speakers who are going to give speeches out of a particular pathway. There are 6 pathways now in Toastmasters, and for the benefit of the guests, you can hone in on your competencies in these paths by choosing various electives. So you have a choice of choosing a path and then choosing the electives you are interested in. So the first speaker will be evaluated by Toastmaster Puneeth, Suraana, and the speaker is Bhavana and Bhavya Rampal. Toastmaster, sorry, I got your name right or wrong. And her evaluator would read the project objectives. And to introduce you, Toastmaster Puneeth Suraana, he's an entrepreneur and he is a podcaster. He has very powerful podcasts, and it's called Galata Podcast. He's a motivational speaker, and he has also done interviews on phenomenal people, famous people like Nikhil Kamath, Ankur, Varikku, Prashant, Eti, and Rohit Bhat. I would request you to read the project objectives of the first speaker.
Well, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. It's dynamic leadership path, level 1, project 2. Put your best foot forward to the speaker, and back to you, Chaitra.
To introduce the speaker, Toastmaster Bhavya Rampal. She's a software engineer working in Microsoft who has a curiosity for learning, who finds joys in bringing ideas to life through code. She thrives on problem solving, persevering until she finds the right solution. Outside the world of tech, she finds solace in music. She's an avid reader, but she reads normally non-fiction books. Again, a reflection of her constant quest for knowledge. The title of her speech is Give Me a Break. I invite you to the podium to give you. Toastmaster Bhavya Rampal, title of the
butterflies in her stomach, as she was putting finishing touches to a final application for the Royal Music Academy that only accepted cream of the crop. Growing up, Evelyn was always enchanted by the world of the music around her. The hum of the bees, the rustling of the leaves, and the rhythmic clang of blacksmith's hammer. Her passion was undeniable, and she worked really hard, and after one failed attempt, she finally made it into the Royal Music Academy. But something unexpected happened. As she immersed herself in a world full of music, her once fiery love for music started to dim. She didn't feel like playing anymore. But what led her to this situation? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm here to talk about importance of taking regular breaks, and this speech is inspired from the book Hidden Potential by Aranha. When Evelyn first time applied to the Royal Music Academy, they simply rejected her, stating she lacked the ability. And technically, they weren't wrong. She didn't have ear for music. She couldn't hear it at all. She was profoundly deaf. Being profoundly deaf, learning music was hard for her. But she couldn't hear, but she could feel the vibrations of the music in her entire body. Her stomach, her feet, her scalp, her arms. She thought of her body as a giant ear. And in every music class, she relished the challenge of sensing the vibration of the music. And her teacher kept on leveling up the game by lowering down the pitches until she reached the point when she finally gained mastery. Second time, when Evelyn again applied to the Royal Music Academy, they simply couldn't reject her. They not only admitted her, but transformed laws across entire UK to judge a person only by their talent, not by their physical abilities. As a full-time student, Evelyn loved to practice. But it wasn't long before when she felt the need to take on more. As she saw her peers putting in long hours into practice, she felt a sense of compulsion. And to practice more, she started waking up early, sleeping late night, until she reached a point when this sense of obligation sucked away the playful rhythm out of percussion, evaporating her creativity. We are often told, if we want to master a skill, we need to push ourselves through long hours of monotonous practice. But breaks are seen as barriers to progress, something that slows us down. So we keep on pushing. We keep on working late nights, sacrificing weekends, driving ourselves to the brink of exhaustion, thinking that this is the price we have to pay for excellence. But science tells a different story. 3 compelling facts that prove breaks aren't barriers to progress, rather powerful drivers for it. First, breaks help in sustaining harmonious passion. Research shows that people who keep on working late nights and on weekends tend to lose interest in the very task once they love. Even a short 5-10 minute break or just reminding yourself it's weekend, it's sufficient to restore motivation and reduce fatigue. Second, breaks help in boosting creativity. When we step away from a problem, our mind keeps on processing it in the background. And this subconscious processing often leads us to find a unique way of solving a problem. Many a time, solution has struck to me while brushing my teeth, not during intense focus, but in a calm of a break. Third, breaks boost creativity. So research shows that students who take 5-10 minute break tend to recall 10 to 30% more than students who don't take break at all. Excellence is not just about working harder. It's about working smarter. That involves taking regular breaks. not the one who just keep on pushing themselves. Rather, they strategically pause, think, reflect, recharge, and come back even stronger. So next time when you feel guilty about taking a break, remember, breaks are not a distraction. Rather, a chance to reset attention and incubate ideas. Thank you.
Really a fantastic speech by Toastmaster Bhavya. And when I first saw the title of her speech, "Give Me a Break," it sort of struck me as something somebody would say to a person who is irritating them. And I've heard this phrase used quite often, that people say when they're troubled with something, "Give me a break, get away." So this is an excellent take, and I totally agree with you, Toastmaster Bhavya, that breaks are very essential. So we have next speaker, and the speaker is Toastmaster Prakash Ramasamy. He works in IBM, but before he does his speech, I would invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Girish, to read his project guidelines. To give you an introduction about Toastmaster Girish, he works in the automotive domain in Bosch. He is interested in fitness and loves networking and spending time with his friends. Over to you, Toastmaster Girish, to read.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The purpose of the project is for the member to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. So good luck to the Toastmaster Prakash.
Toastmaster Prakash Ramasamy works at IBM as a software architect. He was born and brought up in a village near Eapen, Tamil Nadu. He loves reading books and playing with his kids. He also likes to listen to music by Ilayaraju. His speech title is Visualize and Realize. Invite you to the podium.
Envision the future, what we decide. The universe will conspire to make it a reality. Said by someone. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Have you ever imagined that? Have you ever imagined very clearly and you realized in your life became true? I would like to share you some experience what I had. I visualized something became true in my life. Let me take back to the year 2006. It's been a year since I graduated from Bhaavya University, Coimbatore. After a long search, I got an interview call from GE Healthcare, Bangalore. It was a wonderful opportunity at the moment. It was a turning point in my life. On the day of interview, I reached Bangalore GE office early in the morning. After the security verification at the gate, I moved slowly into the campus with a thought full of hope and fear, little bit in my eyes, and the excitement. I looked around the campus, beautiful landscape, beautiful buildings. I
stopped. I got frozen for some time. You know why? The images what I was seeing there, the beautiful landscape and buildings, is what I dreamed for my startup company in the future. Got goosebumps. I got frozen completely. At the moment I told myself, hey Prakash, this is your company. You will be selected and placed here today. With the confidence, I moved forward into the interview hall. First round over. After the first round of interview, HR came and called out few names, including my name there. She said, disqualified. Everybody left, except me. You know, right? You know why? I have a habit of asking many questions, unless that satisfies me. So I slowly reached HR and asked, can you please give me the feedback and the score what I got? She said, wait for a minute, I'll get back to you. But after a long wait, she again appeared and called out few names, again including my name. And this time she said, selected for second rounds. Again I said myself, yes, this is my company. You know what, finally, I got selected and placed that day. Years passed. After 5 years at GE, I moved to IBM. In 2012, I got an opportunity to visit Germany lab for a research project. The workshop happened there. I got a very good opportunity to talk to vice presidents of the company and fellow engineers and all the key leaders in the lab and attend a workshop, all the success stories over. Besides that, I got a chance to visit and roam around German cities, castles, and Black Forest and many more places, and enjoy food there with a glass of beer. You know what? Believe me, I'm a social thinker. Then, after the success story, I came back to India. Again, a year passed. After 10 years, in 2012 again, the German visit struck my mind. And my taste was to say, okay, you can taste the beer again. And then, that day, I told myself, I wish to visit Germany again, at least to taste the beer again, and take a selfie in front of the brewery. You know what? After a few weeks, I got a message from my director, saying, hey Prakash, do you have a valid passport? I replied yes with a surprise. And then he replied that, get ready for a German visit next month. I was kind of so surprised, I was stunned again because it was a COVID time. Complete travel was frozen, and only the key business and the critical business reasons was allowed. So mine was selected. I was so surprised, again goosebumps. And then, the second German visit, immediately after I checked in the hotel, you know what I did? Yeah. I went to the brewery, yes. I took one glass of beer, I took a selfie and shared it to my friends, family and everybody. I enjoyed it. These were the two stories in my life, not just two stories in my life. Many things happened. I visualized and realized. You know what I did? I did not dwell on the past. I was always in the present. Feel grateful for what I have in the moment. But carrying a very beautiful picture for my future. Dear Toastmasters, you can realize the same if you visualize. But the question here is, Will you? All the questions.
Very nice speech. I can totally resonate with him because in October we had Oktoberfest in Germany where beer flows like water. So it really strikes a lot of chords with me. A really wonderful speech. Brings back a lot of memories. Now we have the third speaker and Toastmaster Himani Pandey. She will be evaluated by her evaluator Toastmaster Shashank Bhat. To introduce Shashank Bhat, he needs no introduction. He's a very dynamic individual, area director in Toastmasters. He's an entrepreneur, trainer by profession, plays at least 10 chess games every day. He's a past president of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, which is not a small achievement. Being a president of a club, believe me, is one of the most difficult things, but he has done it, and he has successfully graduated as an area director in Toastmasters, and he's the area director of B2. The division has now obtained a rank of distinguished, which is an achievement by itself. I would invite you to read the project objectives of Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. The speaker is attempting level 2 project 1 on managing time from the leadership development path. The purpose of this project is for the member to observe their time management patterns. The time limit is 37 minutes, and all the rest of the speaker. Back to you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Himani Pandey works as a HR consultant for a chemical research and innovation company. She likes to travel, listen to music, and also read. And she really believes in fitness. Her speech title is A Giant Slice of Chocolate Cake. Speech title, A Giant Slice of Chocolate Cake. Toastmaster.
Giant slice of chocolate cake. I thought it would wreck my fitness goals, but turns out it was my secret weapon. Let's be honest, time feels like slipping through our fingers every day. We all have just 24 hours, and yet some days it feels like we can barely get anything done. Balancing a demanding global job and trying to crush a fitness goal in just 3 months. Sounds impossible, right? Well, I thought so too, until I found a way to make it work. And today, I want to share how I tackled this challenge head-on using time box technique, and how I learned that with a little planning, discipline, and accountability, nothing is out of reach. My days were packed. Meetings across multiple time zones, constant emails, urgent deadlines, and last-minute firefighting. Just even thinking of squeezing in some time for fitness felt overwhelming. I would tell myself every day that I'll begin working out tomorrow, or maybe next week, or maybe next month. And we all know tomorrow never comes. The best day to begin working out is today. Time boxing changed everything for me. I started estimating time taken for each task and allocated fixed time slots for important activities. If it's on my calendar, it's non-negotiable. I started treating it as a very serious appointment, like I have a hot date with my dumbbell. And I made sure that I prioritized my work and my fitness. So I scheduled time blocks: fitness block, work block, lunch block, wind down. My fitness block included a mix of exercises weight training, cardio, swimming, running, walking, yoga. Work block consisted of meetings and deep work. Lunch block had high protein and high fiber diet. And wind down meant absolutely no screen time after 11 at the night. And while I had these scheduled blocks on my calendar, an important meeting popped up last minute that clashed with my scheduled workout. My old self would have said, well, let me see if I can cancel my workout. Instead, I moved my workout to another slot. And I thought to myself, if I can prioritize my work meeting, why not prioritize my fitness too? Maintain strict boundaries, no checking emails or phone during my workouts. And made adjustments and reviews. Every weekend on Sundays, I reflected on my progress and made tweaks. And here's a game changer. I found an accountability partner. I hired a personal trainer who would keep me on track and push me to reach every milestone. And honestly, there's nothing quite like getting those interesting nudges from my trainer. And at times, I would not feel like going to gym, and he would call me saying, "Ma'am, those weights are not going to lift by themselves. Show them who's the boss." Or he would motivate me to lift more by saying, "Man, imagine your ex is talking about this." That was fun yet powerful. And I also realized that being disciplined didn't really mean being too hard on myself. So I rewarded myself every 2 weeks with a chocolate cake or ice cream. And that would be a moment of pure delicious victory. Time boxing works like magic. I just didn't meet my fitness goals, I demolished them. My energy levels skyrocketed, both at work and gym. The other day, I finished my workout and felt unstoppable. Tried to outrace one of the cars outside my house on the main road. Granted, not hard given how Bangalore traffic is. Time isn't something you manage. It's something you make. If I can manage my insane global job and still hit my fitness goals, trust me, you can too. So take control of your time and go after your goals like a champion. And when you get there, feel free to treat yourself to a giant slice of chocolate cake.
Really a wonderful speech. I could visualize this giant slice of chocolate cake as a reward for a workout. So it goes to say a goal achieved is a reward. So now we have finished the prepared speech session, and we're well on time, and it's time for a 3-minute networking break. Special session of today's meet. Normally at this time we have daily topic session, but today we have something very special. It's an educational session run by a distinguished Toastmaster, Vijay. He is a very prized possession of our club, and there's something little extra which I wanted to say. He joined the club in 2002 as Toastmaster, and then subsequently he obtained the distinguished Toastmaster status. He's a corporate trainer by profession. Apart from India, he has facilitated workshops in Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand. His friends describe him as a cheerful, optimistic, and energetic person. Personally, I had the privilege of being exposed to him during a club meeting and also during a speechcraft session, and I would say that the animation he has is something exceptional. I invite you to give the educational session on body language.
Friends, I want to share with you 4 things about body language. Let me repeat that, loud and clear. I want to share 4 things about body language. Ratan, am I loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and lovely welcome guests for taking time off on a Friday evening. Now, what was I saying verbally? 4. But what was I showing non-verbally? So, what got your attention? Voice carrying out the last row? Yes. Loud and clear? Okay, thank you, Jess. Even though I was saying 4, but what got your attention? MDR, right? MDREI, huh? Yes, what got your attention?
Maybe you are in a hurry, you may miss the train.
This gentleman works Mercedes-Benz. That's why the answer. Otherwise, most people would say the body language is much more powerful than the words. So, welcome to the world of body language. I think it's extremely important. Paramount public speaking. So, what I'll do now, I'm going to share with you 5 things about body language. That's my word, right? No train, no plane, no bus to board. Okay. No Mercedes-Benz bus or car, no Mahaveer. I just drive a Maruti product. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Okay. Right. First thing is eye contact. Making eye contact with your audience. The second bit, your facial expressions. What you're saying verbally has got to match with your facial expressions. The third bit, what I'm doing now, use of gestures. Gesticulate to enhance the quality of your message, to drive home that point. The fourth one, posture, the way you stand on the stage. And the fifth and final one, how you use the stage effectively, purposefully. Right? Now, we all know that body language, well, off the stage we use it, but on the stage we have a bit of a challenge. Any reasons why? Anyone's audience? No, sorry? Nervous is number 1 reason, absolutely. Talking to your family member, your colleague, you're very comfortable. When you come on stage, 40-50 pairs of eyes on you, we get nervous. That's the first reason. Second one?
Validation.
Validation? Okay, being judged, right? By the audience, absolutely. Bharat, yes, I met Bharat 6:15. Yes. You always fear of being judged. What am I saying? How to look to audience? That's right. Thank you, Bharat. Second reason, in the interest of time, lack of training. At home, at your office, did anyone tell you how to use body language? I'm afraid not, unless you joined a course, public speaking course, or you're a Toastmaster. Apart from that, there's no formal training. And the third reason, any idea?
Your posture is not right.
That's one of the drawbacks, yes, but okay. We never realize the importance of it when you're on stage. Fine. So what I'm going to do now, my customary style, people attend my earlier sessions, I'll have a demo talk. I'll make myself vulnerable, whether I'm using these 5 aspects of body language. Everyone in the room can give me feedback, providing this time. And after the demo talk, I'll open the floor for questions regarding body language. Right? Exam days, Shimangi, like we had out of syllabus, no such questions. Okay, so let me start with my demo presentation. It was the year 2000. My heart told me to pursue counseling skills. Guru, when I say counseling skills, not career counseling, I mean psychological counseling. So I enrolled for a 1-year course, diploma in counseling skills. I reached the venue, and there were 4 batches, part-time course. So I decided to enroll for the Tuesday and Thursday batch. There were 4 other batches, like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, weekend batch, Wednesday, Saturday, combination of weekday and weekend. I decided Tuesday and Thursday. Srini, any idea why these 2 days? Let me answer, Srini, you're still guessing. My late grandmother told me, Tuesday, Veeresh will agree with me, is the day of Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Is that Girish? Yeah. Knowledge. Thank you, my friend. And Thursday is the Baba day. Baba, exactly. I mean Sai Baba. Me, your mind is running fast, Puneeth. Please hold on to your thoughts. Okay? I'm a very pious person. Baba will bless me. Because of these 2 reasons, Mahaveer, I chose Tuesday and Thursday, second batch. I mean, it was an entirely different thing that there were 8 girls in that batch. and only one boy, Edward. Totally nothing, both totally constant.
On top of the world.
Yes. Let me clarify. In the year 2000, my heart told me I'll find my life partner. I forgot to mention that. In the scheme of things, that's important. The main reason, Bhavana, for joining that course was counseling. And the second reason was I could perhaps find my life partner. That one boy in the group, Edward, I thought Edward out of the way, I can go forward. Girish, I meant to understand, Girish, to marry one of those girls. See, I had a lot of friends in Toastmasters, they pulled my legs. Let's get it right. Intentions I don't flirt with girls. It was the idea to marry one of those girls. The first Tuesday, the first class of that counseling course, 4 o'clock, 3:45, I reached the venue. All dressed up well to meet those 8 girls. And I knew one of those girls will be my life partner. My heart told me. All those 8 girls came in one by one. And I realized those 8 girls had little girls themselves. If you know what I meant. They were married and they had a child, maybe children. Most people in my place would lose heart. But yours truly, there's a saying in English, think out of the box. I took it to the next level. Think out of the batch. Mine was Tuesday and Thursday batch. Every 4th Friday, we had a combined class. 4 batches. Why? Because we had top doctors from Bangalore, top psychiatrists, top psychologists, the premier institutions from Bangalore coming. And they couldn't come 4 times a month. They could come only once a month. So we had a combined class the 4th Friday of every month. And again, my heart told me, Vijay, in this combined class, you will meet your life partner. Fast forward to the first combined class, the 4th Friday of September, the year 2000. I sat in the class, as usual, LLB. Law to the last benches. I sat in the last row. Barely 2 minutes later, this tall girl, very long hair, she walks in. The minute I saw that girl, my heart told me, Vijay, she is your life partner. The class began. You knew where I was making eye contact. The class got over, the dean walks in, makes the most mind-blowing announcement I've ever heard in my life. Sample this. The dean says, this is your first combined class, dear students. I want you to cut across batches and meet students from other batches. I mean, I was wondering, how on earth can this dean read my mind? That's what I come for. No, I'm sorry, counseling skills. Sorry, don't get me wrong, okay? The minute the dean left the room, from the last bench, I came to the first bench where this tall girl was seated. I stuck my hand out. Hi, I'm Vijay. She said, hi, I'm Mamta. The minute I heard the name Mamta, I was floating in paradise. Top of the world, absolutely correct. Friends, any idea what Mamta means? Love. Love, exactly. That's what. No other meaning. Please stop. Only love. That's what I thought. My limited Hindi, okay? So I thought this lovely, pretty girl would be the mother of my children. My heart told me, 1 daughter, 1 son. That was my thinking, friends. Girish, hold on. Oh, my friends, guess, don't know what friends I have here, all pulling my legs. But just hold on to horses, Girish, okay? So I decided, I must give a background. My parents are a bit conservative. And if I have to tell, that I found a girl, there are certain doubts regarding Mamta I must clear before I can tell my parents that I found their daughter-in-law. I got talking, speaking with Mamta, I realized we kind of, we connect. Wavelengths match, we kind of gel. But before that, 2 doubts regarding Mamta before I can tell my parents that I have, found your daughter-in-law. First doubt, age. I told you my parents are a little conservative, old school. So they, don't get me wrong, ladies, and of course the men don't get angry. They prefer that the girl be a little younger than the boy. Again, men don't get angry because you girls, I'm told, are more mature than boys of the same age. So the girl was a little younger. That's my parents' kind of condition, so to say. Second condition, the girl must be a little shorter than the boy. Now, Mamta standing opposite me is almost my height. I'm almost 5'11", she was my height. Now, 2 doubts to clear her. First, age. They say, never ask a lady her age. A gentleman his wage. It's not correct, right? Not good etiquette. Now, how to find out Mamta's age? let's get into the first doubt. How to clear the first doubt? Right? I put on my thinking cap. I asked Mamta, Mamta, I was wondering which school you studied in. She said, Bishop Cotton Girls' School. I said, me too. What the hell? She's looking from head to toe. You studied in a girls' school? Hey, hold on, Mamta. I think you forgot. Until many years, Bishop Cotton Girls' School was co-education until the 3rd standard. In fact, down the same road, St. Mark's Road. Oh, yeah, correct, I remember. Now, are you wondering, asking Mamta which school, how will I get a rate? Anyone?
Which year?
Exactly, which batch? Correct, sir. Good experience, sir. Remember, huh? But the important thing, friends, never ask that question at the beginning. Because the girl will come to know. It's very obvious. So, second leading question. Mamta, I was wondering which year you finished your 10th standard ICSE board exams? She thought for a minute and said, Vijay, 1988. The minute I heard 1988, I was 3 feet off the ground. Why? Because I finished my 10th standard 1987 Bishop Boys School in 1987, which meant Mamta was 1 year my junior. First doubt out of the way. Now let's move to the second doubt. That is height. There were about 70 students, 4 combined batches. And just imagine, if I had to look at Mamta's feet, if she's wearing stilettos, or what you girls call heels, Himani is smiling, then Mamta will, the footballer in her will wake up. The Messi in her will wake up and she'll make a mess of me, if I look at her feet. Now, how do I find out Mamta is wearing heels? I put on my thinking cap again. There was a pen in my shirt pocket. Gently, I removed the pen. I lowered my hand. I let go of the pen. Like how Girish has dropped his pen. Now I said, oh, Mamta, so sloppy of me. Sorry, I'll just pick up my pen. Now I just went and picked up a pen. While picking up a pen, I glanced at Mamta's feet. And guess what, friends? My good luck. She was wearing stilettos. I couldn't measure it, maybe 2-3 inches. I couldn't measure it. But let's take conservative. 2 inches. 5'11 minus 2, 5'9, Mamta's height. Second doubt out of the way. The next thing to do, I had a mobile phone back then, year 2000. I took my phone to my pocket, about to call mom. I found daughter-in-law. Just then Mamta's phone rang. Like you girls carry a handbag, no? She unzipped her purse, took out the phone. Yes, I'm coming down. I'll be there 1 minute. The class was on the first floor. I thought, why waste this time? I spent this time with Mamta. Mamta went down the stairs. I was with her. I said, Mamta, it was so beautiful talking to you. I was waiting for the next combined class. Yeah, it was good talking to you. We'll meet next class. We reached the gate of the institute. She crossed the road. There was this guy sitting on a bike. I saw the guy's face, Mamta's face. Absolute resemblance. Brother and sister. 3 years, friends, from 97 to 2000, 3 years I waited for this girl. And within half an hour, I thought I'm going to meet my would-be brother-in-law. I thought at this rate, Veeresh, another 1 hour, I would meet Mamta's parents. Mamta crossed the road and she went and sat on the bike as a pillion rider. I crossed the road and went, hi Mamta. This must be, Vijay, I forgot to mention, this is Rajesh. Oh, your brother's name is Rajesh. Vijay, what are you doing? What's wrong with you, Mamta? Vijay, Rajesh is my husband. Presentation comes to an end. Puneeth, gentle reminder, I'm open to formal questions only regarding body language. No out of syllabus questions like, where is this counseling center? Do they have any batches with only 8 girls and 1 boy? Okay, jokes apart. Okay, now we'll visit the 5 things. I'll make myself vulnerable as a speaker. When I utilize these 5 aspects of body language, you give me your feedback, and then any questions, doubts, I'll be more than happy to answer in my limited capacity. The first thing, eye contact. Was I making eye contact? Yes. Okay, thank you. No. I meant in this room. Okay. But he's a very good friend, he's pulling my legs. Okay, now first I want to learn from you. Any fears, challenges, anything holds you back from making eye contact? Anyone, including guests. You have taken time off. I spoke to half a dozen guests on Friday evening. You could be doing a zillion things in Bangalore. And you come here for your personal growth, which is absolutely commendable. Hats off. Members and guests alike, we don't differentiate. Any challenges, difficulties making eye contact?
How do you make an eye contact when you're speaking to a larger audience? Like when you make eye contact, you make it with like the front row, right? And people are sitting on the back. How can they get your impact?
Okay. Thank you, Mike, for the question. First, people at the back, right, make eye contact with yours. Try use a large audience. Okay. To answer Mahaveer's question, how you make eye contact depends on the size of the room, the seating style, and the number of audience. Let me go back. The first one, this room is fairly large. Seating style is what we call theatre style. I mean about 40 people in the house. So to answer Mahaveer's question, break it up into parts. Take to my right, part A and part B. So maybe the first 3 rows could be part A, the last 3 rows part B. To my left, first 3 rows part C, that is part B. And extreme left, I look a couple of times over here, depending someone over here. So to answer the question again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on the size of the room, number of people, seating style. You've got theatre, you've got clusters as an hotel, 5, 6 on a table, or you've got U-shape, the boardroom. So depending on this, you make eye contact. So to answer the question, see one here, 4, 5 seconds, move one statement over there, here, there, left, furthest. Question answer? Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question. Just want to follow up with the same question Mahaveer asked, right? So, is there any right thumb of rule, like when you do that, right? So, it's for audience, it feels like you're just doing wantedly, making an eye contact with the audience. To make sure it's natural, so how do you make sure? Any tips on that? So, when you start from this side to and watch, then go there and then over here and towards your right, more like a clockwise. So it's going to be like you're wantedly making sure that you're making an eye contact with the audience. So how do you make sure it's not wantedly and it comes out of natural?
Oh, my turn. I have a question to ask you before I answer my question. Twice our friend mentioned, audience knows that you're purposely doing this. I wish to learn from you. How on earth, as a speaker, can I know that my audience is thinking that I'm purposely doing this? A, B, C, D. You got my question, right? I'll answer the question, but could you kindly bring me to speed? What I'm trying to cut you long story short, myself, that's the, I think what Bharat mentioned, being validated, being judged. We're so anxious here, what is going on in someone's mind? So when I answer the question, no, we are overthinking. See, one thing, it's got to be natural. It shouldn't be like robot like this. In the year 2000, I joined counseling course. Then it's okay. Okay, yeah, it's natural, but seamless flow. Then they know A is going to B, C, D, he goes E, he goes F. Okay, that's the first thing. It must be smooth. Second thing, I think not only public speaking, being a student of psychology, we too much emphasis on what the other person is thinking. People at their plate is more than full. They are not least bothered A, B, C, D. What he's saying does resonate with me. Doesn't make sense, that's all. The first question I asked him, so anxious. Why is he looking at me like that? Why is he looking? He's going to tear me apart. What is he thinking? Every word is going to dissect. Okay? No, they've got 9 things. I've got to pay the bills, buy faster, get groceries, got to get ice cream. Who's saying A, B, C, D, where he's looking? Okay, question answer. Okay. Okay, 2 members. Yes, Girish, please.
Reciprocate recognition.
One moment, sir. I just complete. Yes.
So your speech looked like a multitasking. Your body language, along with that strong content that you delivered to us. So if beginners like us have to deliver, so does it take a lot of practice? Did you practice for this speech really hard?
Okay. Any walk of life, the more you practice, the better you get it. So I started speaking in 2002, 2003 my icebreaker, 25 times each speech. This speech I've given about, a lot of friends in the house have heard this umpteen number of times. Maybe they are dead bored of it. But again, that's practice. So answer your question, the 5 P's. Proper practice prevents poor performance. Any walk of life. Public speaking, singing, dancing, driving a car, paragliding, anything. Practice. Okay? Okay, in the interest of time, we'll move on. Second aspect, facial expressions. You finish eye contact, facial expressions. What are the facial expressions? Yes, sir? Sorry, sir. I'm sincere apologies.
No, reciprocate.
I'll come back because I just reminded. Yes.
Reciprocate recognition. They reciprocate your talk. so that you will be building that relationship in the public speaking session itself.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Very, very kind. Thank you. Yes, sir.
There is a principle regarding the eye contact, which I read years ago. The speaker is at the center of the stage, and then it would be good if you can scan the entire audience at this angle. But sometimes it may not be possible. So it is suggested that you span the entire congregation, entire spectator, at least at 45-degree angle. Scan it like it, and initially you focus your eyesight on the people who are sitting in front, in general and in particular. I have done that, I have practiced that with great effect. I have a question to the entire audience, but then I just establish eye contact with someone close by. I ask him the question. He thinks I am asking him specifically, but no, the general purpose is to ask the entire crowd. It works effectively.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen, for your reports. Okay, in this time, we want second one. Facial expression was same throughout presentation, or saw any changes? Lots of changes. Any examples from the audience?
When you said Mamta, you
Thank you, Mahaveer. So Mamta was like, okay, over the moon, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, your name?
No, I just was adding on to the waves you mentioned.
I was
floating in the paradise.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Very kind. So what was my facial expression telling you there, Mamta? And I was in, like floating in excitement,
disappointment,
happiness,
disappointment.
Okay. But that was scaring me. When I first saw Mamta, I looked disappointed. Then I got to go back to the drawing board, get my facial expressions right. Okay, emotions. Conveying emotions. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, facial expressions in short. Whatever content that you're uttering out verbally, that must match with your face. Now just imagine I come to you, guys, my uncle died. What do you think? It's this guy, never like the uncle, man. Uncle kept torturing him, bullying him, Or if I go say, guys, I got married last week.
Right expression.
Hey, no. Last week, man. Not last year, last decade, okay? Just exaggerating, I'm just joking for the fun's sake, really exaggerating. No way. So it's got to match what you're saying. Take a look in the mirror. You have wonderful cameras today for your smartphones. Ask people for a feedback, and you'll know whether your face expression matching with the content. Let's move to the third bit. That was use of gestures, gesticulating. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Any questions, audience? Yes, I would love to participate. Thinking cap, okay. Amrit, right now, ma'am, you're an expert, ma'am, so I'll go and invite the guest, ma'am. I know you know the name. Ma'am, I want to put you on the thinking cap. Okay. Pen, okay. Yes, what's your name? Adarsh. Absolutely. There was no pen. There was no thinking cap per se, all imaginary. Anything else? Yes,
Taller, lengthy hair.
I know the impact of the speech. Which aspect? Thank you. Ramasamy, Prakash, yes. What's heels? I know. Okay. Now I want to ask. We had 4-5 responses. Interest of time and move on. Thinking cap, pen, long hair, heels, height. All these things weren't here in flesh and blood. Physically weren't present. But will you agree with me? The virtue of the fact using gestures, they kind of enhance the message.
Yes.
Thank you. That's what body language does. You kind of know with your gestures, you bring in that. So the audience feels actually is happening here. They can see a pen which doesn't exist. They can see a cap which is not there. Some people can see long hair. Some people can see heels. Okay. Right? So you are, yes, thanks Puneeth. Okay. So use gestures depending on the content. The fourth one, what was that? Posture. Okay, thank you. That's the way you stand. So whatever height you're blessed with, use it to the hilt. Many people tend to bend slouch too. Especially I've seen tall people when they have the lectern, you have the mic here. Suppose instead of adjusting the mic, good evening, welcome to Pandey. Put this up. It's getting angry if you don't, okay? So, one thing on posture, let your feet be approximately shoulder width apart. I mean, don't take an inch tape and start measuring. Okay? 34, 36, 34, 36. Approximately. The idea is you're well balanced. So the lower body, lower torso doesn't move. Otherwise, we tend to sway or we have shifting movements. So when it's like this, you're firmly planted, like how a tree is planted, Mother Earth. I mean, of course, doesn't mean you stick rooted to one place. When you have to move, you move. But otherwise, when you're standing and speaking one spot, it's better to have your feet approximately shoulder width apart. Posture. Fifth and final one, movements on stage.
Using stage.
Yes. So did I? Yes. Sorry, a question.
For men and women, is that going to be same?
Okay. Good question, Mani. I would say pretty much the same. Not much of difference. The idea is it's not about gender based. It's not about gentleman or lady. The idea is that you don't have these shifting movements. See, what I mean to say is, Mani, people stand like this, or with their legs crossed, or their feet are too close apart, or it's not like, I know people at the rear can't see, we tend to have some movements, front and, like FB, we like FB, not Facebook, forward, backward. So with this, the chances of that, I wouldn't say eliminated, but reduced to a great extent. Okay. So, ma'am, to answer your question, I would say pretty much same for a lady or a gentleman. Okay. Movement on stage. I didn't overdo it a little bit. Did I move or stuck to one place?
But
can you recall? Yes.
Do you have to use the backside of the stage as well, or only you?
Okay. Mahaveer, it depends. If you, let us say now, for example, you could use that, but it's got to be meaningful.
Purposeful.
Purposeful. Thank you, sir. Let's sample this. Now, friends, 25 years ago, bad time for humankind. COVID hit. I think if you agree with me, it took us back a good 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? So this movement. But otherwise, it's got to be purposeful. That tall girl entered the class. I was super excited. You're getting scared now, the girl is going back. So yes, use the stage. Whatever you do, ensure it's in sync with the content. That's all I would say. Yes, use the rear part of the stage, the right, the left, front. Standing on the edge, be careful, you don't fall off. It's up to you.
But is it most powerful when you stay on the front side of the stage?
Thank you. I'll answer the question this way. Just imagine Mahaveer, most of the time I was doing my speech from here. That tall girl entered. I was super excited. Imagine 20 minutes of talking from here. Be honest, friend. I want some responses. What will most people in the audience think? Distance. Who said scared? Himani, absolutely. Why is he scared? What is he scared of? Okay, anything else? Please?
Disconnected.
Disconnected. Thank you. What's your name, my friend?
George.
Thank you, George. Disconnected. They'll think, little more George will think there's an emergency exit there. Go right. I'll go and be pumped up. We'll keep all of us high and dry. Just go. Absolute disconnect. Okay. No question asked me? Okay. Yes, friends. How do I use the stage? Any inputs?
Use it very well.
Okay. Little back. Okay. Thank you, Puneeth. Thank you so much. Could we just connect the dots substantially? When I use front back, where I move sideways. Good observation, huh? Transitioning. Thank you. Now, a very good way to use what we call the lateral sideway movement is, if you see, okay, how many doubts did I have regarding Mamta to clear? I always have to do that with my don't ever do this. I didn't want to give the answer, but my friends here gave it. Now, between these two doubts, if you'll agree with me, like Puneeth rightly mentioned, I transitioned. That's laterally. I moved. I said you can remember, doubt 1 out of the way. Now let's move to doubt 2. Now this is a very good way to use the stage laterally sideways. Verbally I am saying doubt 1 is 1, let's move to doubt 2. Okay? Now here again, Mahaveer, tackle this. Doubt 1 out of the way, let's move to doubt 2. What doubt you would have in your mind? This guy doesn't want to clear doubt 2. He's scared of doubt 2. He's petrified of doubt 2. Okay? So sideways. Forward I moved once. Can you not remember? I also played with words. Purposeful, meaningful. I'll give you a hint. There's one guy in the group, Edward. And that's 2. Yeah, I said Edward out of the way, we can move forward. So again, it's got meaningful. Forward. Again, you can move forward, you want to stress on a point. I didn't do it, for example. I saw Mamta's feet. She was wearing heels. Which meant Mamta was 2 inches shorter than me. In the scheme of things is important. So you take a step forward for any good positive content. You take a step back when you're actually something not doesn't augur well for you, doesn't serve you well. Simply put. Okay? In the interest of time, we're going to wind up. Any questions on the floor of the house regarding body language?
So when you
Mahaveer, I'll just come back to you. I'll take the guest. Yes, please come in.
So sometimes we use hands more, right?
Correct.
So, yeah. So how do you suggest?
Okay. Your name, please?
British.
Okay. See, at times you tend to be over-animated, very expansive gestures. A mirror, your wonderful camera on your smartphone, your colleague, a family member, he or she could tell you, you're overdoing it. That's the best. Others will be a blind spot. These three are the best. If you're overdoing it, it's overcooked, reduce it. Yes, Vijay, one more question you had?
Yeah. Eye contact also. You can't keep eye contact too long also.
Yes.
So how do you manage that when you're speaking to the person?
Exactly. Now just imagine Girish is sitting the first row. The entire 29 minutes of eye contact with him. Give me a break. That speech comes to play over here. He's going to run out of the room. So that person feels one thing, he's going to feel conscious, and the other person disconnected. What the hell? Only Girish in the room? What about the many 40 of us? So they say when you're nervous, right, pick a friendly face in the audience, someone who's nodding, smiling. So nerves are very high when you start. Nerves settle down, then I'm very friendly, then I move on someone else in the room. Then section C, section D, section E, section F of the room. Keep balancing it. With practice it will come.
So
Yes,
what about one-on-one?
I'm sorry?
What about one-on-one?
You mean eye contact?
Speaking to one person.
Oh, not public speaking, one-on-one. British, that's a different ball game. One-on-one we'll take them. Okay, so friends, there is some time. I'm going to be there later in the meeting, and we will always catch up and discuss body language. Okay, just like sort of with this note, body language is a language that everybody reads. Wish you all the best. Back to the team audio.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful educational session. Now we quickly move on to the most important part of a Toastmasters meeting, which is the general evaluation. For the benefit of the guests, once again, the general evaluation, the general evaluator speaks about everything which happened during this particular session and everything which did not happen. To take this session forward, I invite Toastmaster Alan, the general evaluator, to evaluate this session and to introduce him. Toastmaster Alan has been a Toastmaster for 12 years, since March 2013, and he is of the opinion that you never stop learning in Toastmasters. And I strongly resonate with him in that aspect. Like every session, every Toastmasters meeting is so full of learning. And believe me, at the end of the day, when you leave a Toastmasters meeting, you take away something which is going to be useful for you in your professional or personal life. Toastmaster Alan runs a guest house in Indira Nagar called Aranha Homes. He also manages a guest house in Chikmagalur called the Hidden Valley. He collects keychains from all over the world. Toastmaster Alan, I invite you to.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Has everyone gone to sleep? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to meeting again. Welcome to meeting number 1478. Now we started with the Sergeant at Arms. This meeting started with the Sergeant at Arms. Toastmaster Amrit. Now Amrit, I must say, from the time you have taken up this role, you have grown in confidence and you have grown actually from strength to strength. The one huge change that I've seen happening is when you initially come as a Sergeant at Arms, you want to pack in too much in too little time. But I think you've become very understated and you understand that, hey, I have to give one small message, then give the instruction, hand it over. And I think keeping that simplicity had made this address of yours very effective. The only aspect is you introduced Chaitra as associate president, if I'm not mistaken. I would say because she's taking up this role, I would have introduced her as a standing president, given that she's standing in for the president of the day. But otherwise, I also must say you had a great introduction for the stand-in president. So please give Toastmaster Amrit a huge round of applause. Then we had the stand-in president who came for exactly 5 seconds and then introduced Mahaveer, Toastmaster Mahaveer, who did the induction of the members. Quickly, Toastmaster Mahaveer, I thought, Toastmaster Mahaveer, I thought you did a great job, smooth job. Just one aspect is if you're using the sheet, use the lectern, because you were here and you were holding the sheet. Also, what happened as a result of that is it restricted your body movements. Secondly, you just were not looking up, right? While you're talking, you were so involved, and I think one hand is always it. Just that if you had kept it here, done the thing while looking, I thought it would have been more effective. You wouldn't have had one more thing to concentrate on, and it would have made you a little less nervous. But I thought you did a wonderful job. So please give Toastmaster. Then we had our standard president, Toastmaster Chaitra. Toastmaster Chaitra, you spoke about an artist, but I want to tell you something very interesting about your emoting style. The emotions on your face actually is a story by itself. Okay? And what I mean by that is when you want to express happiness, sadness, hate, your face tells a story. It is an extremely difficult art to master, and I think you have it in you, and I saw it in full display, and kudos to you for that. It seemed that you worked on it a lot. I always sometimes tell people that, hey, you should have a pleasant smiling face. You have it in those interim moments when you need it the most, right? So great job with that. Great story. One aspect about your address today is I found this posture between the lectern and here distracting, right? So what I would do, either it's okay, I feel personally, to come here, give the speech if you're going to refer, or you are addressing, you realize then that you need this, it's okay to move here and give the rest of your address. This becomes distracting because you move here, you look there. So I just felt that could have been avoided, especially when you were introducing the Toastmaster of the day, where you needed to refer into your notes, and I felt it would have been better if you were planted here and done it. But one thing, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you missed calling out Mahesh for his minutes, or that was part of the plan. Okay. So, other than that, I thought you did an absolutely fantastic job. For the stand-in president, please give Toastmaster I will come the day. But before that, now we'll move on to the prepared speeches. We have speaker number 1, Toastmaster Bhavya, who is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Puneeth. May I request Toastmaster Puneeth to come and give his evaluation. Please give him a huge round.
Good evening, members, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
And my speaker in particular, Bhaavya Rampal. Well, I really like a few aspects of you that is very natural, which I will share with you. And then there are a few aspects that I think will need to be worked on in the future speeches. And I'll say all of this again at the end as conclusion. The first few things that really worked for you was how structured you were with your speech. You had a very clear speeches opening, which was well structured, very vividly detailed, which could be visualized. You had a clear body that had a narrative arc to it, had 3 parts to it, and you had a very well prepared conclusion. Well worded, again vivid, and some of the members sitting beside me said, wow, after you concluded. So I think you have really locked into the structure of making a speech happen. The second bit that I really admired is you were well researched. The 3 points that you mentioned, you also said that these are the researches that have happened and these are the conclusions of it. So you have put in the time to research. You researched about Eapen, Glennie also. So you have put in the time to make sure the speech is accurate. So you've done that, so kudos for that. The 3 things that I believe will take the speech to the next level is, because Eapen Glennie was a person with disability, I would use PWD as an acronym to communicate this. P is persuade, because one of your intents and the purpose of the speech, the specific purpose of the speech was to persuade others and everyone here present to pause and take a break. I would urge you to have a call to action that says, will you pause the next time you feel a little tired? Can you take a break? Adding that element at the end will make people leave with a message. W, I want you to wait. Don't directly give us out the name of the person. The introduction could have been retuned and redefined saying, what if I told you a story about a musician that hears not with her ear, but her bare feet? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk to you about Eapen, a deaf musicianist that made it to the Mecca of music, the Royal Academy of Arts, or whatever that was, yeah. So you could have brought that in. So wait, make the audience wait a little, warm them up, and then tell them what you're going to tell. That's another bit. I really like that in your introduction you told us what you will tell us. And then you told us what you told us. The only bit I missed was, you could have concluded that bit, repeating those 3 pointers. Okay? And maybe those 3 pointers could have also been something you have told. Not only will I share the story of Eapen with you, but I'll also leave you with 3 ways to make sure you take a break when it's right for you. Okay. The last bit is D. I want you to describe. Maybe you could have just walked us to us. Imagine how you would experience music if you were deaf. What would it be like if you were passionate about music, but your physical abilities limited you out of the university that you want and have always desired about? There was this one girl that was probably like Himani in her 20s that wanted to learn music. She was from Irish, she had this curly hair. Adding those characterizations, describing her scenario will help us step into her feet and experience what it would have felt like to be a deaf but passionate musician. Having said all of this, I believe you had the structure in place, you had done the research and organized everything, the narrative arc, the 3 pointers. Only bit that I would add would be add a bit of persuasion so people can take a break. Add a bit of making sure that you describe how the person is so everyone can step into her feet. And third bit is make sure that you narrate it in a structured format where you tell us what you're going to tell us, then tell us, and then tell us what you told us. With that, I think you will level up your speech. Having said that, I look forward to your further speeches and back to Alan.
As a general evaluator, it is my So, Puneeth, thank you for that comprehensive evaluation. The only one point I have for you is that when you start your evaluation, if you are to start with the objective of the speech and then get into your evaluation, people will understand the basis of your evaluation, right? So just that, so that then your evaluation can flow under the objectives. So just that is something that you missed. But please give the speaker and the evaluator a huge round of applause. We then had speaker number 2, Toastmaster Prakash, who is going to be evaluated by another front bencher evaluator, Toastmaster Girish. Girish,
So thanks for that introduction. I'm a front bencher. I didn't know how to do it. Hope it was important. Good evening, dear Toastmaster, dear guests, as well as you, and my fellow Toastmaster Prakash in specific. Prakash, thanks for sharing your captivating personal story of how you visualize and realize your dreams. See, the purpose of this project was to review the basic methods of writing a speech with a well-defined purpose and to present it. Let's see how you flare it is. To start with, opening. You gave an excellent opening by saying you envision your dreams and you realize it. As soon as you said that, I was able to connect how one should really think about and do it, especially from my experiences. Then coming to the body part, you started off with your own journey, where you said how you went to this interview at G, and then your first interview, you exactly at that moment connected with most of us. I could personally see myself waiting at Bosch gate for the interview. So that round one, same heartbeat. Lagging. Then, what you demonstrated, unlike most of us, is the resilience. You showed how you don't accept no unless until you have a proper justification. I really love that. And moving on, you connected how your journey moved on from G to IBM. So IBM, as soon as you said, it's a great company, once again you envisioned and you were trying to re-emphasize your own main theme, the purpose of this, that is all still on. Yeah? But then what kept most of us busting in laughter is that beard. I could also connect with that. So, for all, if I could give some suggestions, what could be done better, would be done two things. One thing would be that probably a more better practice. That is one thing that I could think of. And secondly is also the call for action. I felt you envisioned and you achieved dreams. Maybe you should have also called, can you give me a commitment that you do something for yourself? I could have added much more benefit, I feel. With this, Prakash, I personally feel, so you, I would like to really see as the best speaker in this Toastmaster Club going forward in the future. Back to you.
Please give the evaluator and the speaker a huge round of applause. We then had speaker number 3, Toastmaster Himani, and Toastmaster Himani is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Shashank. Please give him a huge round of applause.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster Himani in particular. The purpose of the project is for the member to observe her time management skills and patterns, and let us see how she fared in this specific speech. Toastmaster Himani, you served us a giant slice of chocolate cake with all the ingredients. Let us dig into the cake and observe how delicious it was. You had all the ingredients of proper planning. You spoke about PDA. Don't get me wrong. It's about planning, discipline, and accountability. How you plan your time. You also spoke about time boxes. If it goes to in your calendar, it's not negotiable. Also spoke about your fitness block, your work block, your lunch block, and your wind down block. So the entire structure was given to us, served to us individually. We also spoke about the rewarding process where you do it well, you get a chocolate ticket at the end of the week, and you sit and analyze how you perform at the end of the week as well on Sundays. However, a couple of recommendations to make this chocolate cake even tastier. The first one is a crisis. Bring an antagonist to your story. In this case, a crisis. How you were put in a crisis and how did you come out of it? A difficult situation where you have to manage time. Because this project talks about you managing time. So a crisis and then how you got over it, we can link it better so that we can also implement it in our lives tomorrow. Second is regarding your time taken itself. While this project was on time management, at Toastmaster we have 5, 6 and 7 minutes for a speech and you only took 5 minutes 20 seconds. So you could have added a couple of layers more in your chocolate cake so that your pattern and your planning we could have seen your planning as well. The third one, you spoke about the blocks, you spoke about your techniques, but I failed to see how you did it. When you add how, there's a learning to it as well. All the boxes, how did you categorize it, how much time did you spend on this, or the breakup, I think that would have added more value here. The last point here is, what's in it for us? What did we learn from your speech, specific to this project? If you had told us how to do it, and this is the takeaway from it, so we could have linked your speech even better. No doubt the speech was brilliant. No doubt you have brilliant conversational style, you had humor in your speech. It's one of the best speeches I've heard from you. However, considering this project, if you had structured it well, if you had layered it well, presented it well, I think it would be a proper chocolate cake which all of us would maybe lick our hands after eating the cake. So it was a brilliant speech, keep it up. I think we have many more brilliant speeches to hear from you. All the best for it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashank. Now going back to the previous evaluator, Toastmaster Girish, I wanted to come back because I didn't want it to go stage by stage and the next evaluator will hear the feedback and come here. Toastmaster Girish, you spoke about the objective now. Very important as you're going into, towards the end, tell the speaker whether they have achieved the objectives of the speech or not, right? Which is what is you started with. So that is something, but having said that, quite comprehensive. Please give Toastmaster Girish Coming to Toastmaster Shashank, great, spontaneous, evaluation without notes, very detailed. In fact, what I really liked about what you did was the fact that you specified, saying the project demanded this, but you didn't do this. Just one word I was confused about in the end. You said your speech was brilliant, but you had feedback to give. So effectively, it was not great. So I felt that, it was a little counterproductive. Tell her that your speech is brilliant, but I'm giving you all this feedback. So that is the only feedback. But I thought your speech was very, very detailed, and she had a lot of constructive feedback to take back that she can, if she implemented, will make her speech much better. Please give the evaluator and the speaker a huge round of applause. Then we had the ever dynamic DTM. That's the entrance that the education session speaker made, right? He blew us all away. With his mamta. So, yeah. So, I think we had a brilliant, I can't even, it's not in my capacity to evaluate an education session, but I thought it was such an enlightening, insightful session that it left us all a little bit richer. And more importantly, it was really memorable because when you see members involved is one aspect, but guests also felt so much at home. And thank you for making everyone feel at home. Please give now we come to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jacob. Jacob, I must tell you, you literally personify conviction and sincerity. Before the start of the meeting, going through everything that needs to be done shows the dedication that you brought to the meeting today. Extremely well attired, and more importantly, I don't know how to say this, but even though you were nervous, you had a nervousness which was very relatable. And I'm sure many guests would agree with me, when someone looked at you, they would be like, if he can do it, even I can, right? And that's very powerful. Okay, and you had that sincerity. And the most important thing is, even when you fumbled here and there, you never give up. And that is the biggest lesson that we all can learn, right? That it's okay to fumble here and there. It's not a problem. But the fact that you didn't give up, it is very inspiring for someone who wants to come on stage. And today you personified that. One aspect of it is when you started your introduction, you had 3 stories. One is a personal story of how you got introduced to Toastmasters. Then you related to the theme of be yourself, and then you went into a third story of the bike, right? I just felt that was a stretch. If you had restricted to one story, more powerful. Even when you introduced the story of Ralph C's medley and then went on, your introduction of the Toastmasters itself by saying, let's all get connected, it went a little bit, it was a stretch. So just be mindful of that. That's one thing. And the last bit is, when referring to notes, use the lectern, right? Because what was effectively happening is every time you were even introducing, you held the notes here and you were calling out people, and I felt it would have been much better. Your hands would have been freer, you would have been more confident, and you wouldn't have to, so you would have kept it here and introduced, and I thought that would have been something that would have really added a lot, not just to your body language, but it would have made you also more confident because you were nervous about first holding, and then when you turn it, it just becomes very awkward when you're holding them. That's about it. And one more thing I really liked about what you did was your transition between speakers and role takers. You kept it spontaneous, right? Between a speaker, it was not rehearsed, it was like you had something to talk about it, which was also very great. For your conviction, for your sincerity, and for your never give up attitude and your relatable energy, please give the Toastmaster of the day. And now we move on to the hidden heroes and heroines of today's meeting, the tag team. May I invite the timer Ravivarma to tell us about his findings. Please give him a huge round of applause.
So here is my report. So Toastmaster Prakash spoke for 7 minutes 10 seconds, which is a 1 minute 10 second overtime. And coming to evaluator, Toastmaster Puneeth exceeded prototype time by 1 minute 40 seconds. And remaining speakers were all within the allotted time.
Moving to the request Toastmaster Bhavana to give
Good evening, everyone, and I'm back to you. Speakers who use more than 5 crosswords were Toastmaster Prakash and Toastmaster Jacob. Speakers who use less than 5 crosswords were Toastmaster Chaitra, Toastmaster Amrit, Toastmaster Bhavya, Toastmaster Mahaveer, Toastmaster Girish, and Toastmaster Anand. And speakers who use 0 crosswords were Vijay, Toastmaster Himani, Toastmaster Puneeth, and Toastmaster Shashank. And that is the end. Thank you.
Now may I request the grammarian Toastmaster Veeresh to tell us.
The word of the day was used by Amrit, Toastmaster Amrit and Toastmaster Jacob. The good usages of the English language where the speakers left us in awe are self-proclaimed overthinker. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Magical medieval period, multifaceted person, timeless message, thrives on problem solving. Her passion was undeniable. Breaks are seen as barriers to progress. You can realize if you visualize, will you? Last minute firefighting. Time boxing works like magic. Proper practice prevents poor performance. Grown from strength to strength. You literally personify conviction and sincerity. Not so good usages of the language where there was few fumbles and misses. Let me take back to 2016. Could be let me take you back to 2016. I stunned. Could be I was stunned. Again goosebumps. Could be again I got some goosebumps. Personally, I had the privilege of exposed to him. Personally, I had the privilege of being exposed to him. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veeresh, and please give the entire tag team a huge round of applause. For all members, the password is 1605, and while you're busy doing that, I would like to thank the committee for giving me this opportunity, and as always, I want to state that everyone gets evaluated in a meeting other than the general evaluator. So any feedback you have for the job that I did today, please feel free to reach out to me. Would love to hear on what I did good and what I can do better. So looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so very much. Back to the Toastmaster.
So that brings us to the end of the meeting, and I should say I'm extremely grateful to the ExCom to grant me this privilege of being the Toastmaster of the day for this particular meet. And to conclude, be yourself, everyone else is taken is something which you should really understand. Each of you in your own way is unique. Each of you in your own way is special, and try to retain your identity and try to develop a particular person, unique person that you are. Having said that, I hand over the session to our acting president, Chaitra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jacob. Let's give him a loud round of applause. Okay, I thank everyone who took the role today. I know especially Toastmaster Mahaveer had a lot of organizing to do for today's session, and each one of you have put in so much work into today's meeting. Thank you so much. Let's give us you all a round of applause. the next executive committee will be held on June 6th. Members, please watch the WhatsApp group for more details. It will be announced shortly. First time guests, I know I asked all of you to stand up in the beginning of the meeting. This time I'm going to ask Toastmaster Mahaveer to stand up. Please join him after the meeting. He will walk you through the what Toastmasters is about, and you can speak to him to clarify any doubts. Okay? We now come to the awards segment for today. The Best Auxiliary Role Taker Award goes to someone who showed us how not to invite our grandma for dinner. Toastmaster Veeresh.
Let's see Veeresh.
Our Best Role Taker Award goes to someone who actually fed us the breakfast that we champions need. Toastmaster Alan. The Best Evaluator Award goes to someone who somehow connected chocolate cake to PDA. Shashank. And the Best Speaker Award goes to someone who told us how we can stick to our workouts by bribing ourselves with chocolate cake. Toastmaster Himani. We now come to the end of our meeting. Snacks are served. Guests, please make sure you have a snack before leaving. I declare the meeting number 1478 closed. Please join us, award receivers, for a photo.